It's finally unfolding. The shift you've been sensing but couldn't quite explain. Something inside your body is changing, and it's not something a doctor could measure or a test could reveal. If these words have found you now, it's because you felt it too. That subtle but undeniable difference within you. You're not sick, not broken, just different. Your body has started to communicate in a new way, through sensations, emotions, and impulses that feel foreign yet strangely meaningful. Let's get this clear. What you're experiencing isn't random. It's not a glitch or a problem that needs fixing. These are divine imprints, signs that you've just crossed a major threshold in your soul's evolution. You've gone through one of the most profound spiritual initiations of your lifetime, and your physical form is now adjusting to that new frequency. That recent supermoon wasn't just another night of cosmic beauty or a chance to make wishes. It was a doorway, a sacred intersection between the spiritual and the physical. During that window, the veil between worlds thinned enough for the universe to reach out, touch you, and quietly test your readiness. While you went about your daily life, making choices, facing emotions, handling challenges, something far greater was observing. Every reaction, every decision, every act of courage or surrender was part of that evaluation. Not to punish or reward you, but to measure your capacity. Could you hold more light? Could you be trusted with greater awareness? Could you carry the next layer of your purpose with wisdom? The answer, beloved, is yes. You passed. I can't tell you the exact nature of your test because each soul's journey is tailored to its own growth. But if your body has been sending you strange signals lately, if you've felt waves of emotion, fatigue, pressure, or vivid dreams, that's your confirmation. During that sacred passage, you chose love over fear, truth over comfort, faith over control, expansion over safety. And because of those choices, new doors have opened within you. Dormant gifts are activating. Hidden abilities are surfacing. Your body, wise, miraculous, and infinitely intelligent, is now recalibrating itself to hold more divine light than ever before. Before we continue, take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more divine insight, and drop the number 777 in the comments to anchor spiritual alignment and protection for your next phase. Now let's go deeper. In the unseen realms, there are sacred gates of initiation, checkpoints every soul must pass through to evolve. These gateways exist for a reason, to safeguard power. Because without spiritual maturity, spiritual power can create chaos. Manifestation without discernment can destroy what it's meant to heal. So the universe doesn't hand out upgrades until you're truly ready. Not in words, but in action. That supermoon served as one of these gates. It was rooted in the energy of Taurus, the sign of the physical, the material, the grounded. This moon tested your connection to the tangible world, your relationship with safety, abundance, patience, and trust. It asked, do you act from scarcity or abundance? Do you hoard out of fear or flow with faith? Can you build something real, or do you retreat when it gets hard? These were the unspoken questions of your initiation, and whether you knew it or not, you answered them. You showed resilience where you once would have resisted. You trusted where you once controlled. You chose differently, and those choices sent a signal across dimensions. This one is ready. That's when the gate opened. You walked through, and now your body is adjusting to the atmosphere of higher consciousness. What you're feeling are the signs of that transformation, the sacred symptoms of ascension. The first one is deep cellular exhaustion. Not ordinary tiredness, but bone-deep fatigue that makes every movement feel heavy. You may be sleeping more or dreaming intensely, waking up as if you've been working all night. That's not weakness, that's rebirth. Just like a caterpillar dissolves in the cocoon before emerging as a butterfly, your old self is melting away. Your cells are reprogramming, your energy systems are restructuring. Every ounce of rest is holy and essential. Honor it. And that's just the beginning. Because if you're feeling these sacred symptoms, it's not coincidence. It's confirmation. You've passed through the gateway, and the universe has officially upgraded your frequency. Your body is transforming into something far more refined than before. It is learning to interpret reality through vibration rather than habit. And this new level of awareness requires care, space, and patience. When you eat, move, or even breathe, your body now recognizes energy patterns invisible to the eye. It knows which experiences strengthen your frequency and which ones pull you down. You may notice that your sensitivity extends beyond food or temperature. You are now attuned to the energy within places, conversations, and even thoughts. A room that once felt neutral might now seem heavy or draining, while another may instantly calm or uplift you. This is because your field of perception has expanded to include the subtle forces that shape reality. Your task now is to live consciously in this expanded awareness. You are no longer simply reacting to life, you are participating in it as a co-creator. Every choice, every word, every emotional response contributes to the frequency you sustain. When you choose honesty over avoidance, peace over chaos, generosity over judgment, your entire vibration stabilizes. This is how you anchor higher consciousness in the physical world. Not through grand gestures, but through consistent, aligned action. You may also notice that your sense of time has changed. Days might feel stretched or compressed, as though your relationship with linear time is dissolving. That is because your perception is moving closer to the timeless field of the soul. Past, present, and future begin to overlap. Intuitive insights arrive before events occur. It can feel disorienting at first, but this fluidity is a natural aspect of higher awareness. You are learning to live by rhythm instead of schedule, guided by inner timing rather than external pressure. Relationships, too, will shift. Some connections will fade because they belong to an older frequency that no longer matches yours. Others will deepen, sometimes suddenly, with people who mirror your new level of consciousness. You may find yourself craving solitude, not from loneliness, but from the need to integrate. Solitude allows the new energy to stabilize. If certain relationships fall away, let them. It is not rejection, it is resonance recalibrating itself. The people meant to walk beside you in this next phase will feel calm, open, and genuine. They will support your growth rather than drain it. As this transformation continues, you might feel an inner emptiness between phases, a quiet space where nothing seems to happen. This pause is not regression, it is incubation. Just as the ground rests between seasons, your soul needs stillness to consolidate what has changed. Do not rush to fill the silence. Let it become the container in which new clarity takes shape. During this stage, spiritual practice becomes essential, not as ritual, but as nourishment. Meditation, journaling, or silent contemplation help your mind align with your body's new rhythm. Gentle movement, walking, stretching, breathing deeply, helps integrate energy through the physical form. Nature will feel like medicine. The Earth's frequency stabilizes your own, so spend time under open sky, near water, or among trees whenever possible. Understand that integration is not linear. Some days you will feel expanded and luminous, as if everything flows with ease. Other days you will feel heavy, uncertain, or disconnected. Both states are part of the same process. Each contraction prepares you for a greater expansion. When discomfort arises, remind yourself that it is evidence of transformation, not failure. Your body and spirit are learning to coexist in a higher harmony. This phase is about embodiment, bringing divine awareness into every ordinary moment. To live at this new level of consciousness means practicing integrity in thought, speech, and behavior. It means remembering that everything you emit, even silently, ripples outward. When you speak with kindness, you stabilize the field around you. When you act with courage, you anchor light where fear once existed. When you rest without guilt, you allow your system to heal and strengthen. Eventually, you will notice that life begins to reorganize around your new vibration. Opportunities appear with less effort. Guidance comes through intuition, rather than reasoning. You begin to sense that reality is responding to you directly, reflecting your inner state with precision. This is not coincidence. It is the natural law of resonance at work. From here on, your path is not about striving for enlightenment, but living from it. The initiation has already happened. The light is already within you. Now your task is to let that light express itself through your daily choices. Be patient with yourself. You are not merely healing, you are evolving into a new template of human consciousness. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of awareness is part of that unfolding. And so, as this journey deepens, remember, your transformation is not an event to reach, but a rhythm to live. Trust the intelligence moving through you. Let your body lead, your intuition speak, and your heart remain open. You have crossed the threshold. Now, your work is to build a life that reflects the frequency of who you have become. Their energy will destabilize yours. Avoid news and content that triggers fear, anger, or despair. Those frequencies will pull you down. Avoid crowded or harsh environments that overwhelm your sensitive system. Create a bubble of peace around yourself. Spend time with people who are calm, positive, spiritually aware. Consume content that uplifts, inspires, and expands your consciousness. Stay in quiet, gentle, harmonious environments as much as possible. This isn't forever. Once your transformation is fully integrated, once your new frequency is stabilized, you'll be able to move through harsh environments without being affected. But right now, protection is necessary. Fourth, you must create sacred space for your spiritual practices: meditation, prayer, journaling, breathwork, energy clearing. Whatever practices help you connect with your higher self and with divine guidance. These need to become daily non-negotiables, because here's what's happening. You've been given access to higher consciousness, but you need practices that help you stay connected to that higher consciousness. Without those practices, you'll slip back into ordinary awareness, back into ego consciousness, back into the small self that operates from fear and limitation. Your practices are the bridge between your human self and your spiritual self. They're how you remember who you really are, how you tune into guidance, how you clear energy that doesn't serve you. Starting today, commit to at least 20 minutes of spiritual practice every morning before you do anything else. This sets your frequency for the day. This reminds you that you're not just a physical being trying to survive. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, and you have access to infinite wisdom and support. Fifth, You must start watching for the signs that the universe is sending you to confirm you're on the right path, because now that you've passed the initiation, you're going to start receiving guidance in new ways. You'll see repeated numbers, especially sequences like 111, 222, 333, 454, 555. You'll encounter the same messages or themes from multiple unrelated sources within a short time. You'll have dreams that feel more vivid and meaningful than usual. You'll experience synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that feel like the universe is winking at you. You'll get sudden intuitive hits about what to do next. All of these are communications from your spiritual support team, from your guides, angels, and higher self, confirming that yes, you passed the test, yes, you're being guided, yes, you're exactly where you need to be. Pay attention to these signs. Write them down. Thank the universe when you notice them, because the more you acknowledge the guidance you're receiving, the more guidance you'll receive. The universe responds to grateful attention. Now let me tell you what's going to start shifting in your external reality as a result of passing this test, because the transformation isn't just internal. It's going to manifest in your physical life in tangible ways. The first thing you're going to notice is that certain relationships will naturally begin to fade or dissolve. People you used to spend time with will suddenly seem less available or less interested in connecting with you. Or you'll find that when you do spend time with them, the connection feels hollow, like you're speaking different languages, like you no longer have much in common. This is not rejection. This is not them abandoning you. This is a natural consequence of vibrational change. You're now operating at a frequency that simply doesn't match theirs anymore. And when frequencies don't match, people naturally drift apart. Don't try to force these relationships to continue if they're clearly ending. Don't guilt yourself about growing beyond people who can't grow with you. Release them with love and gratitude for what they brought to your life, and trust that new people who match your current frequency are on their way to you. The second thing you'll notice is that opportunities you've been waiting for will start to appear, often suddenly and unexpectedly. Job offers, creative projects, invitations, collaborations, financial windfalls, doors opening that were previously closed. This is the universe responding to your new frequency by rearranging your external circumstances to match your internal transformation. But here's what's tricky. These opportunities might not look exactly like what you thought you wanted. They might require you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, to trust, even when you can't see the full path forward. Don't reject these opportunities because they don't match your preconceived ideas. Remember, you're operating from a higher perspective now, and sometimes what your soul knows you need doesn't match what your ego thinks it wants. Be willing to say yes to opportunities that feel right intuitively, even if they don't make perfect sense logically. The third thing you'll notice is that your manifestation abilities have significantly increased. Things you think about, desire, or focus on will start showing up in your life much faster than they used to. This is both a gift and a responsibility. A gift because you now have more power to create the life you want, and a responsibility because you must be more conscious about what you're thinking and focusing on. You can't afford to indulge in negative thought patterns, victim stories, or fear-based fantasies anymore. Whatever you feed with your attention will grow. So if you catch yourself dwelling on what's wrong, on what you lack, or on what you fear might happen, stop. Redirect your attention immediately to what you want, what you're grateful for, what you're excited about creating. Your thoughts are more powerful than they've ever been. Use that power wisely. The fourth thing you'll notice is that your tolerance for anything inauthentic has dramatically decreased. Situations where you have to pretend, where you can't be real, where you're expected to play a role rather than be yourself. These will become unbearable. Jobs that require you to compromise your integrity, relationships where you can't speak your truth, social situations where you have to maintain a false persona. You won't be able to tolerate these anymore, and this might force you to make difficult choices, to leave situations that no longer serve you, even if they provide security, to speak truths that might upset people, to risk disapproval by being authentic. These choices will feel scary, but they're necessary because you can't hold your new frequency while living in circumstances that require you to be someone you're not. Your authenticity is now non-negotiable. The fifth thing you'll notice is a growing sense of purpose and direction that you didn't have before. You might not know all the details yet, but you'll start to feel a pull towards something, a knowing that you're here for a reason, a sense that you have work to do that matters. This is your soul mission beginning to reveal itself. This is the purpose you incarnated to fulfill, starting to come into focus. Don't expect a complete blueprint all at once. Purpose reveals itself gradually, step by step. But trust that you're being guided. Trust that the next step will become clear when you need it to. Trust that you didn't go through this initiation for no reason. You're being prepared for something specific, something important, something that only you can do. Now, I want to address the fear that might be arising as you read all of this, because transformation is beautiful, yes, but it's also terrifying. The old you is dying. The familiar is dissolving. The known is being replaced by the unknown. And your ego, your small self, your survival mind, it's panicking. It's trying to convince you that something is wrong, that you should go back, that you should make everything return to how it was before. You're going to hear voices in your head that say things like, "This is too much. I can't handle this. I want my old life back. I'm not special. Enough for this. I'm going to fail. I'm going crazy." These voices are not truth. They are the echoes of your old programming, the remnants of a consciousness built on survival and separation. You are not going crazy. You are waking up. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. The discomfort you feel is the friction of birth. Don't listen to those voices. Don't let them convince you to turn back now. Because here's what you need to understand. You cannot go back. The gate you passed through doesn't work in reverse. Once your consciousness has shifted, it doesn't unshift. Once you've seen from a higher perspective, you can't unsee. You can resist the transformation, you can make it harder than it needs to be, you can suffer unnecessarily by clinging to what's dying, but you cannot undo what's already been done. You cannot return to who you were before. That person no longer exists. So your only real choice is this. Do you move forward with grace, cooperating with your transformation, trusting the process, or do you move forward while fighting every step, resisting the changes, making yourself miserable? Either way, you're moving forward. You might as well do it with grace. And let me remind you why this matters. Why this transformation you're going through is not just about you. The world right now is in crisis. Humanity is facing challenges that cannot be solved with the same level of consciousness that created them. We need people who can think differently, feel differently, perceive differently. We need people who are operating from higher consciousness, who can see solutions that others miss, who can hold love when everyone around them is drowning in fear. We need people who have done their inner work, who have faced their shadows, who have chosen truth over comfort repeatedly until truth became their nature. That's what chosen ones are. That's what you are. You didn't pass this initiation just so you could have a better personal life, though you will. You passed this, and now we arrive at the end of this chapter, the point where everything begins to make sense. You are not here by accident. You are here because something deep within you refused to remain asleep. Something ancient in your soul knew this moment would come. The moment when the illusion would start to fade and the truth of who you are would begin to rise from the ashes of what you used to be. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every period of silence or confusion, they were not punishments, they were initiations. They stripped away what was false so that what is real could finally stand uncovered. You see, awakening is not about gaining something new. It is about remembering what you never truly lost. It is about peeling away the layers of fear, shame, guilt, and doubt that were never yours to begin with. You came into this world already carrying the blueprint of your higher self. The spark was always inside you. This transformation simply forced it to ignite. And now that the fire has started, it cannot be extinguished. The light that has awakened in you will continue to expand until it touches every part of your existence. From this day forward, your life will not move in the same linear way it once did. Instead, it will unfold as a series of alignments, people meeting you at the exact right time, words arriving precisely when you need them, doors opening in ways you could never have planned. This is what happens when you begin to live in resonance rather than resistance. But you must remember this: the path of awakening is not about perfection, it is about presence. You will still have days when you feel lost, disconnected, or uncertain. That does not mean you failed. It means your soul is integrating new levels of truth. Be patient with yourself. Healing is not a straight line, it is a spiral. You revisit old lessons not because you are back at the start, but because you are seeing them from a higher level of awareness. There will be moments when the world around you still seems chaotic, and it will be. But your role is not to escape the world. It is to anchor peace within it. You are here to hold stability in the storm, to radiate calm where there is confusion, to remind others through your presence that it is possible to live from love even in times of fear. This is what it means to be chosen. Not chosen for superiority, but for responsibility. Chosen to be light in a time when light is rare. So breathe deeply. Feel your feet on the ground. Let yourself sense the quiet strength that now lives within you. You do not need to chase anything anymore. What belongs to you will find you because you have aligned your vibration to it. You no longer need to prove your worth. You never had to. The universe has always known who you are. It was only waiting for you to remember. When doubt comes, and it will, return to silence. Sit with your breath, feel your heart, speak softly to yourself and say, I am exactly where I need to be. Because you are. Every twist and turn has brought you here, to this frequency, this clarity, this knowing. The uncertainty you once feared has now become your teacher. The darkness you once ran from has become your initiation. You are becoming something extraordinary, not in the eyes of the world, but in the quiet truth of your own being. The noise will fade, the chaos will pass, and what will remain is the simple, radiant awareness of who you have always been beneath all stories, consciousness itself, eternal and untouched. Let this understanding settle in your bones. You are safe. You are guided. You are seen. There are invisible hands supporting you, forces that have been walking beside you long before you could sense them. every whisper of intuition, every dream, every synchronicity. They are the language of your higher guidance, reminding you that you are never alone. And now, as you step forward into the next phase of your journey, walk not with fear, but with reverence. Walk as one who knows they carry light. Every word you speak, every act of kindness, every moment of gratitude sends ripples across the fabric of existence. You are shaping reality now. You are participating in creation consciously. Remember, this transformation is not the end. It is the beginning. The integration will continue. New lessons will emerge. New callings will rise. You will be asked to embody this awareness, not just talk about it. You will be called to live as love, not merely understand it. So trust your path. Trust the timing. Trust that everything you are experiencing is guiding you into mastery. You are no longer the seeker. You are becoming the embodiment of what you once sought. The universe is watching you with pride, for you have done what many are afraid to do. You have faced yourself. You have chosen growth over comfort, truth over illusion, faith over fear. And in doing so, you have shifted not only your reality, but the collective field of humanity. Every person who awakens creates a ripple that reaches countless others. You are part of that wave now. As this message comes to an end, close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath. Feel the quiet pulse of life within you. That pulse is the heartbeat of the universe, beating in rhythm with your own. You and it are not separate. You never were. You have walked through the fire and emerged as light. You have remembered what you are. So now, walk forward, not as someone waiting to be chosen, but as someone who finally understands. You were chosen the moment you were born. The transformation is complete. The integration has begun. Your new life, your true life, begins now.